Hello everyone, Derek Old School Fournier with WhatTheBuck.net here with a guest, the first time I think in What the Buck history for our YouTube videos. We got Drew Hamilton here with me today. If you've been following Twitter at DH Tampa, he's been holding it down for me when I haven't been able to cover this and doing it in his own special way. Drew, thanks for joining us.
No problem, glad to be here.
Listen, got to speak up a little bit here. We got the microphone out. We're trying to be big boys now. I want to get your take from camp. Obviously, you've been here quite a bit. I've been here quite a bit. What was your overall takeaway from camp today? They were in pads. It is hot as Africa out here. What did you think about camp today?
Camp seemed to get a real start today with pads and the heat. I'd like to talk about the wide receiver position. Kevin Ogletree has yet to do anything to show that he deserves the slot position. Derek Hagan and Chris Owusu has caught everything thrown their way.
What about Eric Page? Was he? I mean, he's been turning some heads in camp so far. Was he showing out today as well?
I didn't see much from Page today, but I have seen him in previous practices.
Now, one of the things I noticed is early on in camp in individual drills, they were working some specific routes. Now, later on, when they went to 11 on 11, we saw a lot of forcing of the ball. And I think if you came late, you might have thought, oh, wow, the quarterbacks are forcing to comebacks and forcing to outs. But it seemed like the coaches may have been working on something. Was that your take as well?
I agree. Josh was throwing some balls in the end zone that were clearly double, triple teamed at times. Even actually making some of those passes. So yeah, I believe that he was instructed to make those passes.
One of the things I've noticed out here is there's an excessive amount of coaching, and I say that as a positive. You don't normally see that in an NFL camp. I mean, they're breaking down into stations, they're working different individual drills, they're working fundamentals, scoop and score drills, loose ball drills, sweep the leg drills. All of these things, it has a very collegiate feel in a very good way, and it seems like the players are really embracing that. Now, intensity was a concern we had early. What were your thoughts of the intensity of practice today?
I thought the intensity was good, especially from the defensive line. Gerald McCoy was consistently in the backfield, breaking up plays, opening up lanes for Levante David to come in and make tackles for loss. We had good intensity today. There was a lot of big hits, a lot more big hits coming off the line between the linemen.
Yeah, you get a chance to see the scrum. What we talked about in the earlier videos was until they're in pads, you can't really tell what these linemen are going to be able to do in live fire because they're going to make contact and you're going to get some chippiness. But until they get pads on, they can really start stabbing at people. You're not going to know what's going on. In general, I felt the quarterback play was still below average with accuracy. That's something I'm very concerned about. Hopefully it will come along. It better damn well come along because we need it to. Running backs look good today. Did anyone pop for you as a running back?
Not particularly. Doug Martin seems to pick up right where he left off. Mike James had a nice run. Brian Leonard's deceptively fast. It seems like Peyton Hillis is getting into the mix a little bit more than he was the first two or three practices.
It's interesting. The running back position, all of a sudden, a position we were concerned about depth. Looks like there's going to be quite a battle back there. You've got Smith, who we protected for a year. You've got Hillis in there. You've got James, who they moved up to get. All of a sudden, there's going to be some really tough decisions back there. None of them are fullbacks, right? To get out of your head that Peyton Hillis is going to be a fullback, he's not. He doesn't block. He's a tailback in a fullback body. The other spot is the cornerback, and once again, I want to give some props out there to the guys. Well, I don't know if I watched Jonathan Banks out there much today, but I saw Melvin popping, Adams popping. Who else did you see on the cornerback spots?
Banks dropped a wide open interception, hit him in the numbers on the receiver ran a comeback route. I don't think he expected the ball to get there, but I think Banks is doing well. He broke up a pass intended for Mike Williams. Other than those guys, I didn't see much.
Well, it's going to be one of those things where if you drop the passes, they're cornerbacks for a reason. If they could catch, they'd be receivers. But and we say that with tongue-in-cheek. These guys are great athletes. I'm not trying to make fun of anyone, but I'm just saying if you could catch, you'd be a receiver. So that's our report from camp today. A good, lively camp. I know Drew will be back here Wednesday. I'm going to be back here Wednesday morning. If you want more information, follow us at WhatTheBuck, at DH Tampa. Get out to WhatTheBuck.net. Let us know what you think about it. Thanks, Tampa.